Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
You start it over?
No. This is
the camera.
no. It's already,
All right.
I don't know how long it's been in there, but
Okay.
welcome back to Idle Talk. Today we are back.
Welcome.
We're back. No minis.
We need a title. What is this?
Full blown.
This is Idle Talk reviews another movie, part 17,000.
17,456.
Exactly.
And a half.
And today's movie is
Sinners. Original IP
correct
by
Ryan Coogler.
I don't know who that guy is.
He is the director.
But
Very good director. By
good.
the way.
Yeah, I was gonna
Very,
say.
very good. Wow.
Visually
beautiful.
amazing.
Oh my God, such a beautifully shot.
Right?
That one shot. We'll get to it, but the shot where he's like showing you the different eras of music and like
and
then he also shows like the building coming on
fire.
fire. I was like, wow, this is beautifully
And then
shot.
the fucking people on the outside were like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I want whatever that is, which is a bigger. It's a symbolism.
Yes.
Symbolism for something.
Correct.
But
White people
before we
always
get
want
into
what
it,
we have, but yeah.
that's true. I didn't want to
Take credit
say
for it.
I didn't
too.
want to say it.
Take credit for it. Remember when Elvis took rock and then
oh, yeah.
swore it was his? Motherfucker.
Was it not? It was not.
It was
like
not.
that one guy, like Slim said, you brought that from home.
Psh, damn right.
They didn't give it to you. You brought that from home.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of like a public service announcement to take a shot on these movies.
I
you know?
feel like movies have gotten so stale recently because it's just adaptations, remakes, or
it's the same four companies
yeah.
making movies.
I agree.
And
it's very
it's
refreshing
getting
to see
stale.
an original OP. It's so refreshing. Even if it was originally written to be something else, the fact that he switched it all up, made new characters, changed everything else.
It's a movie.
It's out of the
knocked
park.
it out of the park.
That man did good. I'm not gonna front, not even a little bit. And he also is now in steps to direct a X projects or no, not X projects.
Like
sorry.
X-Men?
X-Files.
X-Files. I mean, with what he did in this movie,
I don't doubt him.
he'd probably
I think
go
he could
crazy with that,
That's what I'm
to be
saying.
honest.
He's very good.
but
So from our opinions, you can see we both very much enjoyed the film.
Highly-
This is my first time watching it. Nando's 2nd. I personally would give the film a 9 or a 9.5.
I'll give it a 9 too.
I'm only taking away a full point or half a point just because I think a lot of the things when it came to the certain vampires didn't make sense. But besides that, beautifully directed, beautifully. I don't think one person did bad in that film.
No, I was thinking that to myself the whole
I was like,
time.
is there one
I'm
actor
like-
that did bad? And I was like, nah, bro.
I'm
They
like,
all really did it good.
They really casted people who could act and sing. They could probably sing first, and then acting was just like,
A lot of Marvel people,
second.
by the way. Yeah, lots of Marvel people.
okay, who's in Marvel?
We got
Michael B. Jordan and Michael A. Jordan.
Correct. Yes. We got Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
She's not only is she Lady Hawkeye.
She's also
Spider-Gwen.
Gwen.
Yeah, she's Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I know Shamik Moore out here punching and kicking the air right now.
Also, they had the girl who plays Smoke's girlfriend or wife. She's Hunter B-15 in Loki.
No way.
100%,
The big.
She's also in
lady?
Deadpool. She's like the leader of the Time Police or whatever in that movie.
Is she?
Yeah, she's the one that's like
Yo.
obsessed with the friend.
He's like
the white friend.
This gonna be a Marvel movie, whether you want it to be or not.
Like she's like obsessed with Deadpool's like white friend at the end of the film. They get
the guy-
together.
Yeah, with the who doesn't fit in the Deadpool suit.
Yes,
yeah.
so yeah, there are a lot of Marvel
She's
actors.
So funny, bro. You were like, who is that? Is that his mom? And I was like,
I thought it was either his mom or
in
his
2 minutes.
sister.
That I hope that's not his mom.
The moment I was like, wait a minute, what? When he was like, I loved you, I never stopped loving you. I was like, oh, it's not his mom.
and then
or
she
his
replied
pop.
back in the language. She's like, your body never forgot me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
that's racist.
that's not what the type of because he originally he walks up to a grave and he's like, here's Papa or something. What does it say?
He said, Papa's here.
Papa's
I
here,
don't
and
think
I misinterpreted it as like
Here's
my
Papa.
father is laying here, not I am Papa and I am
Yeah,
here.
uh-huh.
So that's why I immediately thought it was either his sister or his mother.
It's giving Black Arthur Morgan, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
when he goes and he talks about his son, he doesn't really want to talk about it too much.
Yeah. I like that. Like,
The dad.
I like both the. As much as I didn't
trope.
think Michael B. Jordan had the chops to play two completely different characters and completely like sell me on the two person, he did good. I thought for sure, like when I was seeing the trailers, I was like, he's just gonna play two versions of himself.
Bro, I
with
walked.
different colored clothes on.
I walked out of the first showing. I was like, he's got to win some shit for this.
Yeah, I agree. He was good.
He's got to win double the amount of the awards.
Like he
those
played,
two characters.
he played those like they're both gangsters, right? But he played them so
but they
differently.
They have weaknesses that
Correct.
the other one compensates for.
Correct.
Which-
And you can see that they I love that. I love seeing like brotherly love in movies where like they aren't afraid of telling like they love each other.
Yeah,
They tell each other they
He
love
was
each
like,
other.
I
They care
love
about
you.
each
He's
other.
like, I love you too.
Yeah, they care. That you can very clear how much they care about each other, and
Even though it's him
their
talking to himself.
their reputation, like everyone knows about them as
The
twins. Like yeah,
not like
they-
individually.
Exactly, it's smokestack twins. It's insane to me, which is that's a cool name.
That is
a cool last name, by the way. Like I know that's not their real names because his wife calls him Elijah at one
Yeah,
point,
and then what's her name?
Stacks calls him by that white girl calls him by his real
By his
name.
real
at one
gov
point.
name, too.
Yeah, so I know it's like a nickname. Still cool as
It's
shit.
their name though. That's
It's
how
still
they.
cool
That's
as
how they
shit.
identify themselves.
Yeah, the smokestack is so sick.
I like the scene. We're gonna probably talk about the movie.
Yeah,
out of
we're
order.
going everywhere
Out
on
of
tangents
order.
already, but we'll get to
But
the
there's
like,
a scene when he's talking to the little girl, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, have you heard of us?" And she's like, "Yeah." Have
Of
you heard of them? And
course,
she's like,
yeah.
"Yeah." She's like, "Well, I'm Smoke," and she's like, "Oh fuck." And then
he's like, you're not in trouble, bro.
he's like, and then he teaches her the art of negotiation. He's like, "Listen, now that we're talking about money, the money's got to be good for you. Like you can't just accept 10
Accept 10
cents. a
cents,
minute."
yeah.
He's like, "Okay, throw me another number." And
she's-
she's like, "50," and he's like, "I could do 20."
She was like, you know what? I would have kept going.
You should have been like, you
25.
said do 25. I'm
She
like,
should have said 25. He
I'm
probably
gonna-
would have been okay with it. 'Cause
Yeah.
she was.
he would have respected.
Yeah,
that
he would have
too. He's like,
respected
"You know
that she
what?
was doing exactly what he was teaching her.
25 cents. Bet.
But I like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, as in that time period, right? It's not only in the time period where black people didn't have rights, they weren't allowed to have businesses. They weren't allowed to own things. That's why. So seeing someone as a black person who is technically a slave on a plantation field still, and then seeing a black person walk
free
up,
slave.
a free black person who is dressed very nice, drives a car, and is handing out money like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? It's respectable because even the white man respected his money, even though he didn't respect him. Right?
Yeah. He was like, God damn.
Yeah.
These bills is talking to me.
So I like the time period they set it in. It's very appropriate.
It's like
and it's
like in the
kind of
middle.
hard. It's kind of hard to think that trust me. I want a sequel so bad, and the end credits. There is a possibility for one now that we're gonna follow the other one and the other people, right? But it's gonna be hard because the time period, right? It's different.
You know, some of these things you just can't ruin with trying to do something else.
So you
with
say
it,
no
know?
sequel.
I say no sequel.
You say it's good the way it is. Don't touch it.
No, I mean if
I
anything, I'll
agree
compromise.
with you. I agree with you, but I really like the
I'll
characters.
compromise
and I want to
be
see
like,
like a spin-off of just
like
them
a
two.
prequel of like the
Nah.
vampires, like because like what are you gonna do? Like
I
his
want to
story
see
is
him.
done.
I want to see him in like modern day,
but I
like
think-
as like Blade now, basically. Like he's a vampire.
Somebody
But I don't
did
think
say-
he's gonna
listen,
be.
listen,
It seemed like he drank the
listen.
Kool-Aid and was cool with it the whole time.
Listen, somebody on the internet was like, you know that all black owned city he was talking about. He was talking about Wakanda.
No, he wasn't. He's talking about Seattle or
and,
some
then,
shit.
and then he's like, yeah, that's how it's gonna lead into Marvel. That's how it's
I
gonna
wish.
bleed into it.
I wish.
You know that fantasy booking. That's all it is. But it was a good movie. I enjoyed
Fantastic.
all the characters.
Yeah.
And the fact that the white girl, what's her name? What's
Haley
her
Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Or the,
what's her name?
the-
Mary.
Mary is
Yeah,
her name.
It's her name in the movie, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the
Typical
feedback
white
on the
white girl,
internet
right?
was that the fact that they said that her mom or her mom's dad is like half black or something like that in the movie. That's real in real life too.
What do you mean?
That her
Like
parent-
half black children?
her mom's dad.
Oh, Haley
is-
Steinfeld's
yeah.
real parent. Really? She's
Yeah,
half black?
So everybody was like, well, she's like a quarter black, but because
I didn't know
her mom's dad is black.
But both her parents are white. Or I guess.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
It's like her mom is like half black, and then she's
a
a quarter black.
Yeah, okay,
technically,
okay.
If we're
okay,
being
okay.
technical.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yo, she put all 25% of her blackness into that. Boy, get out of my damn face.
Yeah, she did good.
Yo,
I'm gonna be so real with you. As much as people don't like her, like taking up a bunch of roles and like just being the pretty white girl, she acts very good. Like every film that I've seen her in, I'm like, dude,
not
she
mad.
acts her ass
I'm
off.
like, yo, she killed that.
Like
shit.
when they casted her for Hawkeye, everyone was so mad. Like, oh, just a pretty white girl. Like
I didn't know she was in Hawkeye.
she's
until you
so
said
good
it.
in that fucking show. And she works so well with the girl who plays Yelena, Florence Pugh. They have scenes together. And, oh, it's
Chemistry
fantastic.
is amazing. I've seen edits of them on TikTok.
Yeah, they're so good together. And to see her like not only voice, like she's a voice actor who can also like it's insane. She's talented as hell, bro. It's wild. So she did fantastic.
And then she spoke like she was in that time period too. Everybody's dialect was like,
Yeah.
because I
their
could
dialect and their accents were on point. Because
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan does not speak like that, but God was
No,
it
yeah,
didn't work.
I'm like,
I believed it every.
He's
second
a
spoke.
vampire. He had to be there. At
That's
that
what I'm
time,
saying.
bro.
Like it felt so real. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was by the way, Michael B. Jordan also directed some scenes.
Oh, nice.
So I saw an interview with Ryan Coogler and him talking about how like when they first worked together on Creed. It was. I think it was Creed. He was just an actor, right? But now that he's directed, because he directed, was it Creed 3?
I believe
One
so.
of the Creeds, Michael B. Jordan directed, right?
Yeah.
And now that they're working together again, right? Someone asked him, like, how is it different now that you're working with an actor who is also a director? Like, do you guys just
together,
work
like,
together,
share
or
vision,
just pretty much like just
brainstorm?
catch on to each other's like directorial? And Ryan Cruz, like, I trust him with a lot. Like, I will give him the script and be like, hey, if you want to act it out the way you are. And he's like, he was explaining how like Michael B. Jordan would act with a double. So whenever he was Smoke,
His brother, yeah.
he had a double for Stack, and whenever he was Stack, he had a double for Smoke.
Yeah.
He would give the guy who was reading the lines how he would read it, or how he already did read it, or whatever.
yeah.
He's like, I want you to more act like this or that character, because he's both, and he had input on them. So he was basically directing while also acting in the movie.
You know what I noticed?
It's insane.
A lot of the camera shots when they were both on the screen at the same time, specifically when they get out to go get the truck.
Yeah.
So one of him goes out first, then he comes out, but the cousin stays in the car for a long time, kind of, before he even gets out. Before he even gets out, they're already walking towards it. Then he gets out.
Yeah.
To me, like as an editor, that's shot that way just because they'll cut that scene in half. They'll shoot
So
it
he
twice.
always looks like he's there.
Yeah, they'll cut that. So he's staying there as a constant, and then one person walking out, and then going in front, and then the other person's walking out, and then going, and then just splicing that shot together.
Technically, Michael B. Jordan had to shoot each scene either
Twice.
twice or more if they didn't get the take, right? Because he would have to shoot it especially if they were in the scene together, right? If the twins were in the scene together, he would have to shoot one at one.
There wasn't a scene they
then
weren't together.
No, there was some that it was just one of them.
There's just a lot of scenes.
They
of them
are.
together.
That's what I'm saying. So he would have to like shoot. Do you think it was like he would shoot all day as one, and then come back tomorrow, get costume, and then do all?
I
the
think
scenes
I think.
Or do you think he
probably.
was going back in the trailer back and forth?
No, I don't think. I don't think.
Switching out outfits.
Yeah, that's
and
too much
shit.
money, too much makeup, too much everything.
True.
They probably did do it that way. But I just thought that scene was the only scene that stood out of them like having to force that editing style a little bit. That's just how like I saw it that way. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Because I do that all the time sometimes. So that was interesting to kind of see them get out at the car at the way they did. Come like it's not natural that somebody gets out of the car that way. Like
I thought it was showing their personalities. Because if you look at the way that a lot of the way that they do similar things, they do it a lot differently. And I was like, I love that about the.
Did you
the fact that
notice-
they're twins and they do things differently? Because like you said, the car, right? So Stack, which is the one in red, right? He jumps like over the door.
yeah.
Like a cool person
Yeah.
would, right? And then Smoke, the more business one, the more he
veteran,
opens the
yeah.
door, closes it, and like
yeah.
fixes himself before he walks out, which is really cool. And they do that a lot of the time when they do like scenes together.
Yeah. Do you notice when they picked up Sammy, the cousin? So
Yeah,
he's the main
at the
main character, pretty much.
He is, yes, he does.
He's the center of the story, pretty much.
He is.
So they're
we
driving.
start with him and we end with him.
True, in the same exact scene, and so they're driving. So they're in the two front seats, and he's in the back. But there's a shot when the camera's like kind of where our camera is right now. And so let's say we're the twins, and he's like here in the middle behind us. We're out of focus.
And it was just focusing on him.
And it's focusing on him. And they're all talking, even though we're out of focus. I think that's probably like the only scene where like it was Michael B. Jordan and
Another person,
another guy.
and someone he was just like ADR and the other
Yeah.
person's line on top. Probably
That's
probably the
exactly
easiest
what
way.
I think. They
Yeah.
had. I mean, it was out of focus. He was talking. He was like looking. He was looking at who was talking to.
Don't worry about
Always breaking your chair.
that. But
That's a defect. That's got to be a defect at this point.
I mean, it's an old chair.
Yeah, I mean, Clutch 100 million. This is PewDiePie.
Yeah, it's his PewDiePie
Right.
100 million
PewDiePie tray.
It's old though.
But yeah, some of those you could tell. I mean, at least I could tell like when certain scenes were shot certain ways because of like there's no two Michael B. Jordans. But my favorite meme out of this movie is the Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
That was when you said it, I laughed. I was like, "That's funny."
They were like,
They're like, "That's Michael B. Jordan," but his brother, that's Michael A. Jordan.
yeah, they're like, what do you mean Michael B. Jordan does two roles? That's Michael A. Jordan. I forgot where that meme stemmed from, but that's an existing meme.
Before the movie?
Yes, before the movie. That's somewhere. That has to
Really?
be like
I don't
one
know.
of those
I've never heard of it.
old.
That's why it made me laugh the first time I heard
Old
it.
niche memes that were like that, like were said for a period of time, but didn't really stick
catch on?
culturally.
Yeah.
But now, like they brought that back. I'm like Michael A. Jordan. That sounds so fucking familiar to me when I saw that on like Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I gotta tell fucking Favorite. And I'm like,
It made me laugh.
you're like, yo, Michael B. Jordan's pretty good. I'm like, that's Michael A. Jordan.
He is, bro. He's good in that film, bro. And shout out, costume department. Wow, dick and pussy into that. They look so cool the
They did
whole
look-
movie.
He had the your favorite, the gold chain pocket watch.
Dude, it was so
Yeah.
cool, bruh. Oh my god, every scene that they were dressed like to the nines, I was like, this is so sick.
Even when they had blood on them,
yeah,
they
even
looked
when they took
cool.
the jack off and there was just vests, I was like, they still look cool as
They
shit,
look cool
bro.
as fuck.
What the hell?
I think that's just his aura. To be
It might
honest.
be.
It's
It
just
might be
him.
his aura.
He's just
It
him.
might just be Michael
Because
B.
if they put cornbread in just a vest, I don't think it would look that cool.
I feel like it would look
But
kind of
even
cool.
then, he looked pretty cool in his little overalls.
That's what I'm saying. He looked kind of cool.
Even the vampire people were dressed swagged out.
you know what? One thing I would wish they added, they should have let him and Stack fight.
Who?
Cornbread. You know, he was about to put his hands
yeah,
on.
yeah,
They should have
yeah.
just let him fight because the whole movie, it's they tell you how deadly Stack is in a fight. He's like, oh, I taught Mary how to fight.
Yeah,
He literally he speaks about fighting all the time. He's like, oh, I'll fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Never showed him fist fight once. They should have.
They should. I mean, they should
Like,
fight his brother.
True,
But even then, that's not the same.
But they spoke about at least Smoke's gun shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, oh, he's a soldier. He shoots really well. He shoots good.
He does.
And they show it a lot.
And he takes bullets.
Yeah.
Like they don't exist. Like they're not there to harm him.
Once.
Bro, gosh, the only time he got shot, he looked at that shit. He was like,
Whatever.
Whatever.
He probably been shot before as a soldier.
That's true. He probably been shot multiple times because he's black, and they probably put him in the front.
He was a soldier. He's black, and he was also a gangster.
No, but they
for a
also
long time.
but like during
Yeah,
the war,
yeah,
they
yeah,
definitely
they
put him in the front. They're
yeah.
like, you
Which is sad.
You African American, go over there.
They did do that.
And you know, I'm not saying African American. They definitely called him the
The
fucking
N-word.
N-word.
They
Like,
which about the
get over
one
there.
white guy did spew the N-E-R.
bro, and he said it with some fucking
some gumption. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm, he put some into
He's
that
like,
one.
the one time I get to say it, I'm saying it. And you imagine how many takes he said it?
Bro, he asked him for a cigarette, and he's like, "Go away." And I was like, "Damn, you have a whole bullet in you, and you didn't take it as well as Michael B. Jordan did. So why are you on your
Yeah,
leg?"
he got hit once and started crawling on the floor the whole
literally
time.
squirming. It was actually kind of pathetic the way he did that.
Um,
And during that scene, so basically the scene we're talking about is
Yeah, damn.
we're-
Can we go back?
no, we can't, because I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
Okay.
So basically, the people that sold Michael B. Jordan, Michael A. Jordan, this piece of property because they wanted to open up this club,
Correct.
for them, for his
Correct.
people
Yes.
only.
Yes.
Reverse segregation. Like, hey, we like segregation, but if only if we do it first. So they want to do that.
I don't think it was reverse segregation. I think at that time period there was a lot of just white only stuff. Like there was literally a whole street
It's
that was
reverse.
just
it's
white
like, hey,
people.
we want our own stuff too.
Because I don't think white people would go there anyway. You know, I feel like
mean-
the only reason those people did go there is because they had ulterior
I don't
motives.
know.
You know?
I think they would because
and Mary because she knew them.
because Slim says that, like, in his experience when he's been in other clubs and like doing other stuff, like being on the road for music, like
Yeah.
he said they love the blues.
That is, yeah. he
They
does
love the
this.
blues. They love
But that's-
they love the music we make, but they
Yeah,
don't love us.
Correct.
Like,
And I think it's playing on the fact that yes, as black people, our culture gets stolen from everywhere. You know, and with blues, jazz, rock, right? It originates from black culture, and a lot of white people would just take it and take credit for it and be like, "This is our stuff now" because they like it. But they don't
enjoy
like-
it. They enjoy
like
it
the people,
for,
yeah, who
for
make it.
years and years and years without.
And that story about his bandmate was sad
Yeah.
as shit. I was like, "Wow."
yeah, they made that shit real, right? Yo, this movie was 3/4 black culture, and then the last
Yeah, I think the
fourth of it was vampire.
the first half is like horror
No,
drama.
The first 3/4 of the movie is just horror drama, but you're just like following Sammy, you're following the twins, like you're getting.
If it had nothing to do I would have fucked with it. It had nothing to do with supernatural stuff. I'd be like, I like this movie anyway.
That's
it
what
was that good.
Me and Christian said that too. If they didn't incorporate vampires at all
I
into
still
that
would've fucked
movie,
with it heavy.
that
Yeah,
would have been a good movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first half drama horror because there is those horror elements. You're like, where's this coming? Where's it? But I knew because of the trailers.
Bro got jump scared of a snake.
I did get jump scared from that snake.
I'm
That
not
was
gonna lie to
out
you,
of nowhere.
me too.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? But the way they killed
that shit was fucking fire, yo.
It was so cool.
I'm like, how you?
And they never made him use his knife.
No.
His knife was so cool.
No, they never made him use it. His brass knuckle.
Knuckle knife. It was so cool.
The grip with brass knuckles, and then it's just a sharp ass
Yeah,
knife. He
it was
goes,
cool as shit. It was so cool.
dripped out, swagged out.
Always.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so the Ku Klux Klan, plays a part of this
They do,
movie,
yes,
right? So
they
they
do.
sell him this little.
Well, we don't know
mill.
that yet. We don't know that yet. The only person we know for sure is a Ku Klux Klan is the man that opens the door.
Yeah. But before we get to that, so what was I gonna say? See, maybe lose
The
my
Ku
fucking
Klux
train of
Klan
thought.
member sold him a house or a property.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something.
They
about
sold him a property, but actually, what was they doing? Why did they sell him?
They was gonna sell it, take their money, and then kill him and take the property back.
Yep.
Which is fucking crazy.
Apparently, it was a kill house. They were literally supposed
Killing
to,
people in
like,
there.
the moment that they, like, closed or, like, everyone's supposed to, like, walk out of the barn, they were gonna pull up and shoot him. So,
But thanks to that non-racist vampire, he let us know what they were gonna do.
true.
Because
Shout out to the vampire that was low-key,
bro, he was
on their
inclusive.
side.
He was like, "Hey,
Low-key?
these people don't want you here,
But I do.
But we could be vampires, and we
And
could
we can
take
make
this
music.
shit.
It
We
seemed
could
like
take-
he was just a really big music buff, to be real.
bro, no, because it just relates to whatever the lady was doing the dialogue at the beginning.
Yeah.
She was saying that music
The
is like
devil-
a gateway
yeah, I know.
to, like, you know, connecting your ancestry.
But he kind of seemed like a chill guy. He just wanted his music.
He's
just wanted to
basically
be better at music.
He's basically the ultimate, like, colonizer. He's like,
Yeah.
I want what you have.
Give it.
Not gonna lie to you, that shit is cool. Give me it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll give you what I got. I know it's not cool,
Like, you can live forever,
but I'll give you
and you can't be in the
immortality.
sun.
But do you
But
even want to
hey,
be in the sun?
Teach
So-
me how to play that guitar. How you play in it?
No, yeah,
I
he
fuck with
was
it.
he
And
was
by teach, I mean
vibing.
he's gonna take.
He's
your
like,
shit.
but yeah, like, I'm gonna learn that shit regardless because I'm gonna take your memories,
which
and
is
your
cool. I
skills.
don't think that's, from my knowledge, I've never heard of that as a vampire skill, that they take the knowledge of the people that they turn, which is cool as fuck.
I just thought they were all just because even the fucking when he bites the people that were in the club or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're playing instruments. I'm like, where the fuck did y'all get these instruments?
What do you mean?
Everybody outside is either dancing or playing an instrument.
I
Like-
thought it was just the three playing
No.
instruments and everybody else was just
No,
dancing.
everybody had an instrument like in the background. Like
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
there was, like,
maybe
clumps
they
of
all
people-
walked out with their instruments. when
clumps
they
of
got murked.
people with instruments, and then like Cornbread was dancing, Stack was dancing.
Would you have left the club or would you have stayed after they all told you to leave?
I'm not gonna lie, they probably would have got me.
Yeah?
They would probably, if I wasn't a main character, I probably would have I would have left the club. Like, all right, see you guys.
Really?
Yeah, no, and
I
they
wouldn't
got,
know.
they
If I heard gunshots and there was like everybody leave, I'm like, well, hold up, what's happening? Why is? Huh?
But at that time, it was just so regular.
Yeah, you're right.
Because remember, he shoots at two people outside the
You're
general
right.
store, and
And
they're
I
like,
guess for them, Stack shoots a lot of people for no reason. So,
that
all right,
one
I guess
lady brings it up.
Smoke, not Stack.
that one lady brings it up. She's like,
You
Come on.
shot people in the street,
like,
though.
yo, the time is now to get this action. And he's like, yo, we gotta think,
Nah, she fucked it. If I'm being real, she kind of fucked it for them.
bro. You don't get it. Bro.
If they would have just waited for the sun to come up, kind of, because
but there was
they
no-
would have been safe, but everybody else would have been fucked. Because
No,
the next night they would have gone after
no,
everybody.
because if the sun comes up and they're still out there waiting, they'll die.
But they
they're
weren't
not
gonna
do
wait.
that.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
But they weren't gonna
what I'm saying is
right
that
away either. But so there's like, let's say let's like a 40-minute grace
Mm-hmm.
period, right? Let's say the sun's about to start rising. They got 40 minutes to get to wherever they need to go, right? They can just go into town, fuck up everybody up. And that's where her daughter is. You know, so it's not guaranteed. Like, okay, they'll wait it out to that line. All right, now we gotta start going away. Kind of how like the Native Americans came in. As soon as the fucking sun started going down, they're like, we gotta go.
yeah,
we gotta
'cause
go home.
now it's on their territory. Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's a lose-lose.
That's
for
what
her.
I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that if I was in the barn, I would have stayed my ass in that barn till that sun came up,
But your
and I
kid
would
is
have
out
survived.
there.
But everybody else out there would have
Your
died.
kid was out there, dog.
I'm not the kid. I'm
No,
not the
no,
one with
no.
the kid.
Your kid is out there.
I'm not the one with the kid.
She got a kid.
She had a kid.
It's
That's
a-
why I would have knocked her ass out.
And I don't think she understood what he was saying though.
Because at the end of the day, now she has no parents.
no, that's what I told Christian. I was like, so you mean to tell me she's
did
abandoned?
She did all of that to save her kid, but at the same time, she also just left that kid to be
By
running
herself.
2 stores by herself with 0 parents.
The part thing that I hated was when we get this little montage of like Smoke at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, can you at least just show us go into the store and be like, yo,
She's okay.
your parents are dead. Here's some cash. Sorry,
But Smoke died.
I know. But
You
I'm
mean
saying,
Sammy?
No, Smoke, because he didn't need to die at the end. And
Technically,
it's open
yeah.
ended.
Technically,
It's
yeah.
open ended, and
You're
we don't
right.
know if he was dying because he gets interrupted during his death and he kills the other guy.
But then isn't it assumed that he also died then?
I mean, it could be open.
because why didn't his brother ever find him?
I mean, he
He said that's the last time I saw my brother and the last time I saw the son.
He wasn't gonna. I don't think he was.
Well, his
wasn't-
brother knows his brother kept him alive.
I know, but I
specifically.
don't think his brother was gonna find his brother as a vampire. If he told him to leave Sammy alone, he's probably like, all right, I'm gonna go do wherever else.
But then he didn't even listen to that. He came back.
No, but he waited. He wait until he was old and lived his life, and he's like, hey, you're gonna die. So which is crazy because he just sniffed him. He's like, yo,
you about to die.
You don't got enough time.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a vampire? And he was like,
but then why wouldn't he do that for his brother? Be his brother if he was still alive, like when he's
I don't
super
know, bro.
old, and be like, hey, I know you didn't want me to.
But he's also a soldier. He could have just like left somewhere. He didn't have, if he was still alive, because it's open ended. It's not guaranteed that
I know
he's
you're
dead.
Right. You're right. If the movie does well enough, and Ryan Coogler wants to write another film, he absolutely could be like, well, I didn't show you a dead body.
That's true.
So he could still be alive.
Even if you see a dead body, it can't be them.
Right? It could. You're right.
In any movie, like you could see a dead body all you want. Doesn't mean they're dead.
They could just write it away and be like, no, he wasn't.
But
dead.
I don't think this movie should get a second movie though.
I want one. I want one as much as I agree. As much as I agree with you.
You're gonna ruin this first.
I agree with you. It's gonna. I think it's gonna. It would never ruin the first one for me. That's how I feel about Joker. Joker 2 is dog shit, but it will never destroy.
Exactly. We're gonna get a Joker 2.
It would never destroy the first film for me. But
even though we wanted singing in this one.
If they make a Sinners 2 and we follow Stack or we follow Smoke, who's alive,
what the fuck
hunting
Stack's gonna do?
I don't know. See his life as a vampire.
It's just gonna be him at night.
Oh, by the way, I just spoiled that. Yeah, sorry.
It's gonna be him. It's gonna be him.
That's cool. You don't want to see him as a gangster at night?
What is he, Batman?
I would, dude. What? That's cool. I see it.
Injustice breeds at night.
I would watch it. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it would. I don't think it would be good, or at least as good as the first one.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think the first one is like, you wrapped a nice bow on it, let it die.
It's a single one-off.
It's a beautiful film, and then I know if you just leave it the way it is, it will be a cult classic down the line.
Yeah,
but if you fuck with the franchise of Sinners by adding a bunch of unnecessary sequels, it will not be. Yeah, it won't be.
Sinners Strike Back.
Remembered as beautifully as it is.
Sinners 5. It's sinning time.
Sinners 2. Smoke come back. The smoke is back.
I gotta find that screenshot of that meme that has like the Marvel roadmap and it's just Sinners. Mad Sinner stuff. I mean, I if they could make a movie that makes sense, sure. Yeah. Do it. Because
would you watch it? Or are you gonna be like, nah, I'm off it?
This is what I'm worried about. So John Krasinski did A Quiet Place.
Correct.
And it was like he was like the main character, right? But he for sure dies at the end of it, right? He gets chomped and then it makes A Quiet Place 2 feel weird. And then we get a prequel, which is okay, right?
Actually, sorry for my opinion if I don't agree. I think the third one is fantastic.
The prequel?
Yeah.
It's good. But I'm saying it's better than the second one. That's the hand they had to be forced to play. They did the one good movie, then you do a 2 without John Krasinski, even though he wanted to direct it, he wanted to do more stuff on it, right? Yeah. But then for the third movie, you gotta go back. So that's what I'm thinking. Or Sinners, we get a Sinner. If we get a Sinners 2, which is not, I hope this never happens. But like, what are we gonna do for Sinners 2, right? Let's say that does good, right? Or decent. Not even that good, decent. But then like, you're probably gonna have to do a prequel for the third one again. Yeah. So that's just the same.
Or set the vampires in modern day, which I don't think would work as well. I don't think it would work as well. I feel like
this is the like one of these movies that if you do more, you're gonna do less by doing more.
True.
You just gotta.
I agree.
You gotta accept it.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But
accept it in its place in history.
It doesn't make me like.
Will it be more? Will it be a top 15 movie of all time? We will see.
It's up there for me right now. It's up like top 10 films.
It's just recency bias too, because some of the top 10 films of all time were made in like 1953. And I want to watch that shit? No. Some guy at work the other day asked me my top 10 movies, and he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna put this?" And I was like,
"What was it?
Like fucking
Shawshank Redemption or something?
Some shit like that, right? Let's say some shit like that, right?" I was like, "No."
Listen, that's a good film, but I agree with you. I think it's dated as hell.
I'm like,
fantastic film.
Any old movies? I'm like, the oldest movie I'll probably put on there is probably like Interstellar.
What about The Shining? You know, like The Shining?
I love The Shining.
You gonna put it up there? That's an old film.
It is a super old film, but I don't think it's dated. The Shining, The Thing.
I disagree.
The Thing. By Stanley
Kubrick.
No,
The Thing is still good.
The Thing is still crazy.
I think The Shining is like the scares in The Shining don't scare me at all.
No. But I'm saying it's still like there's some movies that like it'll be.
Work,
I'm like, oh my god, it's a giant Kirby, and it's some guy holding some shit like this. I'm like, I get it. It's considered a top 10 movie of all time, but like I can't get over this fucking shit right here. Fucking like, oh no, Kirby's stepping on the laptop. Someone stop! I'm like, bro, you can see the guy's fucking fingernails holding the shit. Like, I can't make a list. I can't make a top 10 list. I'll say like of all the movies ever of all time, I'm like, bro, I'm like, you're already pissing me off by saying you're not gonna put this movie. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put that movie on there. I don't care any of your movies that you have in there. I don't care.
But also, people who are like that also don't watch new movies.
That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I've learned. It's people who are so stuck in the past, like these are the best movies ever made. I'm like, have you seen a new movie recently that you think are good? They're like, no, I don't want to. They're all made bad.
Horror people are like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, then you don't have a right to say anything. Because if you want to have an opinion, watch shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And be fair about it. Don't just say you hate everything.
I literally asked him yesterday. I'm like, "What's the last movie you saw?" He's like, "Oh, I don't really go to the movies." I'm like, "So you don't have a
you don't
know
have
good
a
movies.
point.
You don't
Shut
even give like new movies a
I
chance."
agree.
I'm like,
Yeah,
"You're an idiot."
I agree.
And it's the fact that I hate this guy already. that I just
Fuck you, bitch. Whoever you are, I don't even know. Fuck you.
anytime he be talking, I just be shutting that shit down. I'm like, "Yo, shut the fuck up."
I don't know, man.
But I agree with that. I'm like, I hate when people like, oh, this movie was the best. It was made in 1863.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, what's the last movie you watched? That movie. Made in 1863. I've watched it 10 times. I'm like, bro,
Watch
go
a new
home.
movie.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Get
watch
out
a
of
new
my face.
movie. And if it's not your thing, you're probably watching a movie you're not into. But if you truly want to give new movies a chance, I promise you, there's
Bro,
plenty
if
of
you're a
films that are
movie
good.
person, you're watching everything. You're not gonna be like.
But that's how you.
I like the
But
classics.
that's how you're critical, right? When you
I li-
watch a bunch of shit, that's how you can tell like, yes, this is the good stuff, this is the bad stuff, this is the stuff that's in between. I can tell what I actually like, what I don't like. If you are just so stuck bent being like, nah, old movies are good,
Yeah,
new movies bad,
bro.
zero opinion.
Well, he was pissing me off. He was like, "Oh, you're not gonna put like any funny movies." I'm like,
Some comedies are good,
I know, but I'm saying,
but I would
okay,
never make them the best.
That's
films
exactly.
Of all
That's what I'm
comedy.
saying. No comedies will ever go into top 10 movie, even if they do belong there. Like Coming to America by Eddie Murphy. I love that movie.
That is not a top
I
10
know.
film.
I know it's not.
And I
but I'm
love
saying,
that
But I'm
film.
saying it's probably like if you put,
Beverly Hills Cop.
if you put like
I love that film.
comedies
Not
in their
top 10.
own thing, like they like it's like certain things like that. Like
I
it could be
agree.
the best comedy movie ever, but it'll never get
But
to like
that's
the
why
top 100.
But that's why
or
you
whatever.
split them, right? Because to me, top 10 like kids
but
movies.
people-
I'm never gonna put a kid movie at top
People-
10.
People don't think about splitting them. People think like it has. There's only one list of all time.
That doesn't make sense because people make movies for different
That's
audiences.
what I'm trying to say, Fabian. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the battle I fight every time somebody asks me about a movie. I'm like, what do you want? You want me to tell you Interstellar is the greatest movie of all time? I don't really fucking like Interstellar that much. I don't want to see it more than once.
Is that the one with the talking robot at the end?
No, that's
with the guy who's
with
like.
fucking Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good film.
But would I watch it again? Hell no.
No, I wouldn't
But you
either.
know what?
It's
I wanna,
long.
You know what I would watch again? Dog
Sinners?
Man.
Oh.
Dog-
Hey, I still haven't seen it.
that movie was funny as fuck.
But there are some kids movies that I'd watch plenty of times. It's entertaining. I'd watch Sonic 3 1,000 times before I watch.
1,001 times.
Before I watch it.
I would, if the Alamo one time played Scream 1 and 2 back to back as
Mm-hmm.
a double feature. If the Alamo played Sonic 1, 2, 3,
I'd watch it.
I would
It's
go.
good. That's
I
what
would
I'm
pay
saying.
the whatever amount of money it is to go.
I agree.
But would I watch Interstellar for full price? No.
So like, this is my scale, right? Like when I'm rating movies, I'm always gonna do genre first, because like that's the most important thing. Who is this going for, right? Because I can sit here and be like, Sonic 3 is a good fucking movie, and not only for kids, but like if you are going in to be like, I know it's a kids movie, I'm gonna enjoy this because I know it's a kids movie.
Yeah, if you're like the uncle or the cousin or the parent
Yeah.
going, you're going to enjoy that movie too.
That's what I'm saying. Like Minecraft, kids movie, I didn't like it. I don't think it's a good movie.
No, I thought it was a good kids movie.
But I disagree. See?
Off
And that's okay.
off the reactions of the kids in the theater, because I went to take
Yeah.
my sister, and for some reason my mom and my aunt like stupid movies like that. So me and my cousins will take them,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll buy food, we'll go out afterwards, and my mom isn't sitting there enjoying Minecraft. She
Yeah.
thought the black lady who was like randomly there, she thought she was hilarious. My aunt too. They thought they were eating their little spicy ranch popcorn. They were
That's
having
what
a good
I'm
time. The kids are in the front row in front of me. The
Love
whole
that.
row
Yeah, every
was,
kid in my
was
theater loved
all
this movie.
kids, and then they were having a great time. I'm like, exactly. This
This is what it's for.
is their movie.
Yeah,
This is
I
probably
agree.
a top 10 movie for them.
For them, yeah.
Until they grow up, and
Not
then,
even years later, they're probably gonna be like,
because they're
"Nah."
gonna have fond
Yep.
memories of it.
They're gonna
I'm
be like, nah,
and that's the power
Minecraft is
of
definitely
movies.
top 5 movie. But even for me, I disagree. I think it's a bad movie, but that's
I
okay.
thought it was. I thought it did whatever it needed to do as best as
To
it
me,
could.
for children movies, I have a higher criteria because I watch a lot of children movies.
Mm.
I love that type of shit.
Because you got Disney Plus with no ads now.
But like
Because of me.
Sonic,
Step your game up,
what
everybody
came
else.
before? There's a bunch
Mario.
of- I like that one. Mario was good.
Because it's something you grow up with too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't grow up with Bluey, but I bet you when they put out some Bluey movies,
love Bluey.
I know,
watch
but
it
I'm
with my
saying
niece.
when they put out some Bluey movies though, that's gonna blow up for the
what I'm
people
saying.
growing up with them. And then it's that shit, right? Because I remember my uncle showing me a really old Mario movie, like with their humans or whatever, and
Yeah.
they're like like it's really
Yeah.
cringy, like on a
Yep.
VHS.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
The one
I'm
with,
like, and that's why I
what's
like
his
Mario
name?
in
That
general.
fucking Luigi guy who plays Luigi. In that
I don't
film, that
know.
Spanish guy.
I
that
don't
is
know.
Like, he hates that any other person gets roles that aren't Spanish. I forget what his name is.
But I remember that,
Yeah.
and that's the connection that you get with like these franchises
Yeah.
and stuff. Like again, like when you're older and you're gonna show your grandkid Bluey because you experienced that with your niece. Like, oh, your mom used to love this show.
Spider-Man.
Your mom used to love this
Spider-Man
show.
is a kid top 10 of all time,
That's
and it's
always
a kid movie.
That's always gonna be something that is around Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like even the new Spider-Man, the animated one that I haven't watched
Superior-
yet.
That's a good. I like that show.
Even that one, like there's kids gonna watch that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be their Spider-Man.
Their favorite Spider-Man.
And they're gonna
yeah.
grow up and they're gonna be adults and they're not gonna show them Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or Drake Bell Spider-Man. They're gonna be like,
Maybe
oh,
eventually, yeah.
this Spider-Man, this
That's
is the
why
Spider-Man.
people, dude. That's the one. Like the thing that you just said earlier about like people do not let go of like the nostalgia. It's the glaze that Tobey Maguire gets over those films, and I'm like, dog, those films were okay. People will fight me back and forth how it's the best Spider-Man film in the world. And I'm
they're
like,
talking about.
and I'm like, dog, do you even read Spider-Man comics?
They're
No.
talking-
Then you don't have a fucking opinion to
they're
have
talk-
about how good Spider-Man is when he literally just played a dude.
They're talking about it through their 8-year-old brain.
That's what I'm saying.
Through their 8-year-old lenses.
To them,
they're
best
remembering.
Spider-Man.
They're
Yes.
remembering their mom dressing them up in their Halloween costume in May of whatever or March of whatever year it came out, and they go to the theater. Like that's just. That's gonna be everybody. That's gonna be this new Spider-Man that's coming out.
Correct.
That came out already, right? Eventually, that's gonna be Tom Holland. Someone's gonna be like,
As
"Yo,
much
Tom
as people
Holland?
shit
Well,
on
yo,
Tom
that was
Holland.
the greatest Spider-Man of all time."
I think he is, and I've seen all three.
Even what's his name? The in the Flash, the latest Flash movie. What's George
Ezra
Clooney?
Miller?
George Clooney's Batman was that him, right?
Yeah.
Like I look at that and I'm like, that's not my Batman.
Not
I
at all.
could care less about that Batman.
Yeah, me
But
nah.
people who grew up with that Batman,
yeah,
they're
for
like,
sure.
yo, that Batman was the best Batman. I'm like, that's never gonna change. That's never gonna change.
Yeah, you're right.
That's always gonna. It's always gonna be somebody. It's at one point in history, it's gonna be Tom Holland.
sucks 'cause
it's
people
gonna be
are-
like, yo, I grew up with Tom Holland Spider-Man. That was great. And then they're gonna look at Tobey Maguire just like how we look at.
But
George
there is
Clooney.
people. There are people that I meet now, like high school kids that work at my job or something. Their favorite is Andrew. Because they grew up with the
Andrew?
with the
That's
Amazing
what I'm
Spider-Man. And I'm
saying.
like, really?
That's-
It's such an interesting take because when he was Spider-Man, people
And-
hated him.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was Tobey Maguire. All people hated him, and I was like, he's good.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know there was another Spider-Man until Tom Holland got casted, and then there was Andrew Garfield in the middle. For some reason,
Really?
I didn't know there was the first Spider-Man movie I saw was the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is
Really?
because you only got 2, right?
Yeah.
And I saw that on a plane. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you know how on the plane it gives you like info.
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie came out in 2000 something. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I was so
Yeah,
surprised.
I was so into that shit when I was a kid. I loved I watched 1 with my family. 2 I watched with my family, but they kicked me out because I stepped in some nachos and I started crying. My mother was having absolutely none of it. She kicked me out.
in the theater
Yeah.
or in the house?
It was in the theater, and she made me sit outside with her while my whole family watched
you were-
Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
Maybe
I
this
literally
year.
just had to sit outside. By the way, fuck you, Ma, for that, because I would literally, it's still traumatic
That
as
is-
fuck
that
to me.
sounds like it's
I
traumatic
legit
event.
don't fuck with her because of that shit. That was foul. But yeah, she made
Maybe
me
that's
sit-
why you don't like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
No, 'cause I eventually-
there's a trauma. But
I eventually went and saw the film. and-
apologize to Toby right now.
No, no, no,
'Cause
no.
it's your mom that you
No, no,
don't
no, no.
like. Not
No.
Tobey Maguire.
Shout out to whoever I ended up watching because I do think Spider-Man 2 is his best film. Toby does the best in
It's
that
the
film.
most human of his films, where he's like he does it. He suffers through everything.
I love that film, but yeah, I think he's okay. I don't think he's. When I say he's not a good Spider-Man, it's coming from someone who genuinely loves comics, and I know that character so well.
when those movies came
that
out,
man did not
were
play
you reading
Spider-Man.
comics at that time when those movies came out?
After the first film, I was obsessed with that character.
And you were like, you know what?
I was like, I need to dive in. Yeah, I was like, I need to dive into everything
Where
that
did you
this
get
is.
comics from?
Anywhere that I could get my hands on. So I would
You
go
was
into bookstores.
Paying money for that?
No, I would
just
go into
steal it? Oh, just
bookstores.
read 'em off the
Yeah,
shelf?
so I would go into bookstores. I would go into libraries, and I would just read them,
Oh,
and then leave. Or I would
damn,
go
your
online.
Library had comics.
Yeah. And then I would go online and like just search up like free issues. Sometimes apps
if
had
they
free
were
issues.
out-
Yeah.
out of
And
order,
even
you
it
just
didn't
fall in
matter.
love
I
with
just
them.
read anything I could because I was so obsessed with the characters. And I have ADHD, and when I get into something, I'm like locked in until like it's not my obsession anymore.
yeah.
And comics was my obsession for a long time.
Years.
So I dove in and I was like, I need to know everything about Spider-Man. I need to know everything about where all this stuff comes from, why he is the way he is, and I learned. And now that I know about the character, Tobey Maguire did not play a comic book accurate Spider-Man.
And he was a grown ass man playing a teenager.
Yeah.
And so was Andrew Garfield. He was a tall grown ass man playing a teenager.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, as a comic book fan, there are aspects of Spider-Man for both, and I love that about them. The most comic, even though he's not like as comic accurate as he could possibly be,
I don't think
Tom is
a comic.
Tom is the closest. Tom acts like a kid. He cracks jokes. He acts like Spider-Man. He makes dumbass mistakes like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right? It's the most Spider-Man to me that Spider-Man is in
Like,
the comic
overall,
books.
like,
Yeah.
The only parts I feel like of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the fact that it's like so
He's Iron Man
MCU's
Jr.
force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with everyone who has that criticism. I'm like, yeah, if they didn't add all that
But
stuff.
even then, I mean, the Iron Spider suit is pretty sick. And,
No.
I'm able
MCU?
to, yeah,
I hate that suit.
the blue and the gold.
I hate that suit.
You don't like that suit?
I hate that suit.
I love that suit.
That suit is so fucking hideous. Look at comic book Iron Spider, and you'll be like, oh, they
See,
fumbled
this is
heavy.
why I don't know.
They fumbled heavy.
No, because in the Drake Bell version, he gets an Iron Spider suit.
That's
and
the
that
real
was
one.
sick one, too.
The orange and, sorry, the red and like yellow one, right? That's the original one. That shit is cool. But yeah, I don't like MCU Spider-Man, Iron Spider.
Since we're still talking about Spider-Man.
We're a little, damn.
No, I know.
What a tangent.
But I love it. This is Idle Talk. This is what the people are here for. Somebody put an Instagram post the other day where they say, we want Andrew Garfield back, but we don't want him as
Make
Peter Parker.
Andrew Garfield.
Ben Riley.
No, make him Ultimate Spider-Man.
Is that not Ben Riley?
No,
The
that's a clone.
Yeah. So they said, fuck him, make him the clone.
Nah.
Because there's pictures of Andrew Garfield blonde, and he does look cool, kind of blonde. But people are saying that he would kill that role.
He would.
Like,
I
he
think
would obliterate that
Andrew
role.
is a much better Spider-Man now than when he had the role originally. Like, when he was in the new Spider-Man film, I'm like, oh, whoever was giving this man direction or whatever he was doing in the time frame where he wasn't Spider-Man, he locked in. That man is Spider-Man to the T. The jumping on the wall, hitting one of these in the movie and being like, yeah, I am him.
He's like,
and then,
see?
and then
So
like,
casual.
it's
Just a
literally,
chill-
yeah,
just a chill
shit like
Spider-Man.
that, like making fun and then be like, no, I am Spider-Man, look, and doing that. And then like when he sees like the other Spider-Man doesn't have web, he's like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that Spider-Man would do. He's funny. He's supposed to be funny.
You don't think it's Ben Riley? You don't want him to be?
No, I want him to be Ultimate Spider-Man. Which what I mean by Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't mean the one that died and then got replaced by Miles and then is now whatever. I'm talking about current run Ultimate Spider-Man where
What's different?
Current run Ultimate Spider-Man is a new version where he never got bit by a spider as a teenager. So he grew up, he had a family, he is married to Mary Jane, he has children, and he recently got bit by the spider. So now he's learning how to be Spider-Man as a 30-year-old man.
Oh.
And that
That's
book
interesting.
is good. It's such a good book. He has a beard. He looks
Spider-Man
just
with
like
the beard.
Andrew Garfield, and I'm
That's
like,
so
if they bring him
Maybe
back,
that's with
if
intention.
they bring him back, make him that. Make
on
him
purpose,
Ultimate
I think.
Spider-Man. And if you want, kill him, and then make that Miles merge into ours, into the MCU, and then make him the Miles of ours. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Just
If you want
give him that
if you
Amazing
want
Spider-Man
original
3.
comic book origin of Miles Morales, he isn't
has to be
from
that
he isn't
timeline?
from main timeline. No, if they want to make it that way, because Miles is originally from the Ultimate comic books, and he like in Spider-Verse, his Spider-Man dies, and then he becomes Spider-Man, and then his universe gets blown up, and so but he was so popular that they kept him in the main MCU, and then they wrote a reason why. And then down the line, they saw that nothing was selling. Comic books were low, really low.
That's just in general, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Comic books will pick up.
Listen. Comic books started doing so bad, but Japanese manga was doing fantastic in the States. Like, insane amount of sales. So they wanted to switch it up, and then they brought back the Ultimate comic books. And now I'm going to be real with you, every Ultimate comic book that they've dropped, gas.
Really?
And then DC has done the same stuff, but instead of Ultimate, it's called the Absolute World, right? So there's Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute
I've seen
Batman,
that. Yeah.
Absolute Superman, right? And those are different takes on those characters, and that's something that I think will refresh comics. Because the reason I stopped reading comic books, at least for a really long time, I got sick of everything not making any sense and no continuity to have. As much as people want to sit there and argue with me, there isn't. Any writer could just if you wrote something like, let's say you were writing Batman. And you wrote something that was really pivotal to this character, and you're like, this is what I want to do from now on.
And then you pick up my next issue?
And not even next issue. Your run, do whatever you want.
Like
but
18 issues.
Correct, yeah. Whatever, however the long the run is. And then the next run, they're like, well, we want to hire somebody else, so we don't need you. I can now write whatever the fuck I want for that book without your input or anything. I can literally take everything you wrote and be like, and that was a dream. Now this Batman is gonna do this, and I'm not joking. It's happened. They reboot Batman and do the same bullshit with Batman over and over and over. And I was like, dude, just let this man just let his story end.
Because they don't want to give off the mantle to fucking
they don't want to get rid of the characters that they know makes them money.
Every time, right? Batman's like done. Right, then you like, all right, we got Nightwing, or we got that Robin, right?
We have 1,000.
And then you know what? Reboot the whole shit. And now it's Tim Drake. Okay, reboot the whole shit. We don't want to give Tim Drake the shit.
It's so they keep rebooting shit. But I currently I'm fucking with the absolute stuff. I'm fucking with the ultimate stuff. And if they let these writers just keep writing those people to their completion and not fuck it like they do with every comic book,
every single book they make,
it's because they don't do it like a manga artist where it's like one dude writing something until that story is done,
and then they don't touch that story.
They
just
done.
refer back to it.
Like, or if they're gonna continue it, it's the same dude who wrote the original, so he can reference his own work. Because if I have to go back and read your book to know what the fuck I'm writing, I'm not doing that. Most people won't. They'll be like, I'm not reading now, lad. Why the fuck do I care about what you wrote about Batman? I could just write a brand new book about Batman and write whatever the fuck I want.
Whatever happened previously was a dream. Wakes up from a coma.
I'm not joking. It's happened a lot. Literally, they made a whole thing about how Joker is actually 3 people.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then Batman died and then came back to life, but he didn't know he was Batman. But then Joker also died and came back to life, and he was Jack Napier for all of that, right? Gone. The next shit, they were like, nah, that didn't happen.
Psych?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, so what the fuck was the point of it? I'm not even gonna get
They're just trying to sell books. They're just trying to sell books, right?
I don't even read comic books like that no more. Unless it's the absolute stuff and the comic book stuff. But yes, I wrote a lot. I read a lot as a kid. And if I couldn't read, I would watch videos. I would read audiobooks.
Damn, YouTube was out here like
anytime.
that?
Yeah, anything that had comic books in it, I was playing and watching.
Yo, so if Comic Historian was out, R.I.P. to him.
He was my guy. He was
my
my
guy.
guy.
Right?
When I was younger, like middle school, going into high school, Comic Historian was my guy, bro.
And he was really good.
If I couldn't buy a book or read it myself,
he's gonna read it to you. He's
he had issue from 1 to 12 or whatever.
In one video.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, oh hell yeah!
I'm like, this is dope.
It was life changing for me.
I had a Comic Historian run too, where like I would be. I think like maybe like during COVID, I just got into Comic Historian because this is how it happened. This is the fucking little like domino effect. I played Injustice 1. Damn, this game is so cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Waiting for Injustice 2. Oh, Injustice 2. Oh, this game is so cool. And then COVID, years after Injustice 2 came out,
you're like, let me see
I'm like, there's comic books
line, yeah.
Because even in the games, they have some comics in there, right? And I'm like, but never was interested enough to like further it.
Like fully go in there.
COVID hits, and now I'm like not doing nothing. I'm like, Injustice. I know what that is. Comic Historian, and then I just down a rabbit hole watching him narrate, and then I've seen his like evolution to where like he was just reading it, but then sometimes he would do voices.
Oh my god, I loved him for that. He would make voices for different characters, and like he would make the action voices too.
Yeah,
he'd be like whoosh, pow, and I'm like, oh, this guy's sick. It's like a whole audio book.
It's like I can tell the transition to where like he was doing that part time. Then YouTube was paying him to do the videos, like he was getting money from YouTube, and then he started getting his dick and pussy into it.
Also, there was times like when he first started, when he would edit, it would just stay on the screen for mad long. But then as he got better, he would like make transitions into the zoom into the panels and stuff. And I'm like, this is so cool. It was like you were reading it yourself. But yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree. The comics stuff. You know that if you grow up reading.
That's why I really like Rivals.
That's
Rivals is its own thing.
Its own world.
It's like if all these characters and this is our story and we're writing our own story, and every time they have those little lore bits, I read them. I like it. It's interesting.
I do the same thing. I go on YouTube and I let somebody read it to me.
I read all that. That shit's cool. I walk around the maps and I'm like, yo, I know what this is from. I know what comic book this is from. I know who this character is in the background. It's beautiful to see like comic book fans like coming together and making something they genuinely are fans of. Like you can tell that these people who are developers who are not even American are insane fans of Marvel.
Everybody is glazing the developers. But remember,
it's an artist and stuff like that. Yeah.
Remember what I told you though. Remember what they did to Dead by Daylight Mobile.
I know.
They came in, they made it better. Right? They made it better, and then they made you buy skins, and you could only use those skins for 2 weeks, and you have to buy them again.
They better not.
So there's all these people.
They better not.
They're out here complaining about how support players are on strike. I'm like, let them be on strike. I'm not playing the game no more.
Really?
Let them be on strike, yo. I haven't played Rivals for like a week now,
and I lose a lot.
bro.
And it's because you wanna know why? I solo support
But
a
it's
lot of my
it's
games,
these
and I didn't.
YouTubers.
I didn't know why. Like they
Yeah.
there went a week where I was like, why am I the only support on every team I'm
on
playing
strike.
on?
They're on strike, bro.
And I didn't know. And then I started seeing TikToks, and I was like, I didn't get the fucking memo while I was
Bro.
sitting here losing all my PR.
You're over here. You're over here, fucking crossing the picket line,
Like
bro.
it was insane. I have been every game I play support because like I'm like nobody
Bro,
else is picking
I'd be
up.
crashing out in the chat. I'd be like, I get it. Y'all don't want to play support, fine, right? But some of y'all play tank. Let's at least do 3 and 3. 3 tanks, 3 DPS.
Yeah.
Like, why do we got 5 DPS? And y'all not getting final hits. The shit that gets me pissed off is like you're not even getting final hits. That's all you gotta do is just finish the kill. I'm
Yeah.
over here putting in work.
Yeah, I
putting in
agree.
so much work.
That should get me mad as
I'm
hell.
doing mad damage as Magneto, and that's not my full primary job. Or doing mad damage as Groot, and I'm doing my all. I'm like, they're all right here. Shoot them.
I agree, bro.
Shoot them. And then you got Hawkeye missing every single arrow, and I'm like, they're in the same spot. They're in the same spot. What are you doing?
It's the worst, bro. I get the worst DPS on my team, and I don't know how. And they yell at me, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I can't make y'all get kills, bro. If you run into something and I'm the only healer and I can't out heal what the fuck they doing to you, that's on you, big dog.
No, bro.
I can't do more.
Bro, support players are like, help, they're diving us. I'm like,
Oh, I yell so much. I'm like, Spider-Man, and no one turns around. And then I die, and they all yelling about how they didn't get healed. I'm like, motherfucker, if you would have turned around and helped me with the Spider-Man who can auto lock me from across the map and hit one button and beat me,
Bro.
fuck. I hate Spider-Man, and the fact that everyone's like, he's such a high skills. No, he's not. Once you get past the fucking swing, he's the easiest fucking character to play. It's bullshit. He zips you from a dude as Rocket. Did
I show you
I'll
that-
fucking
that
zoop
TikTok?
away and he'll swing at me and get me, and I'm like, how?
you know his uppercut, right? Let's say
It's
he's
like
right here.
17 meters.
It's a circle though. It's
Oh,
not. It's not a
no,
cone.
because I've seen people uppercut. He's like in the sky and he'll hit somebody.
No. He'll like let's say you're behind him and he's uppercutting somebody in front of you.
You'll get hit.
catch the
Yeah, I
uppercut
know.
too. But in Overwatch, there's a character that does something similar like that. I don't know what character, but somebody was explaining it that theirs is a cone. So whatever you're looking at, nobody behind you gets affected by that move that launches you in the air. But in Rival
Is it
Spider,
Doomfist?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of who else has an uppercut.
But there's a
in
guy.
Overwatch.
But in Spider-Man's case, he has a circle.
Why?
I don't know why.
Is it because he swings and they're afraid of the fact that, like, oh, if you swing past somebody, you won't get the uppercut?
Yes, they're overcompensating for that, but too much.
Yeah.
Like if you want
It's
to,
bullshit.
if you want to put quote unquote make this a hard character to learn, get
Make
rid
it
of
out.
that
Yeah,
circle.
that's what I'm. Bro, that's what I've been. I'm like, get rid of the fucking 17-foot uppercut because it's bullshit, bro. I'll be on the ground running away as Rocket and I'll get uppercutted from a mile away, and I'm like, dude, how is that fair?
It's not fair. It's not fair, NetEase. And listen, I hate you.
No, I don't hate y'all
I hate you.
for what they did to
You're gonna violate the Marvel Rivals play. I know you are
I hope they don't.
because it's what you do. It's what you do.
They might not because they nerfed
You're
Spider.
go-
Yo,
you're gonna
next,
do
yo,
this.
next patch they nerfed him.
Everyone's gonna be so surprised, and I'm gonna be the guy in the back. I told you.
They buffed support
told
and
you.
nerfed Spider-Man for the next
told you.
patch, so they might have fixed it.
But think about this: how many support players are really, really good at doing damage? That's the thing. Support players aren't there just to heal.
Yeah, that's what I.
There's like
that's what I
Mantis.
feel like. I feel
a
like people
Mantis
didn't
with the
un-
damage
yeah.
buff is crazy.
I feel like that's what people didn't understand. Is like when they would see the kill feed, they generally thought, oh, they're just getting like one hit in and they're getting the credit for it. I was like, nah, bro, I was putting work in as whatever healer. I'm not only healing y'all. I'm trying to help the team
trying to
get
get
kills.
kills. Yeah.
I'm trying to help. The only time I'm only ever healing is if I see everyone is critical.
Mm-hmm.
Then why the fuck would I ever shoot? Because my team is gonna die.
People aren't understanding that, Fabian. They're not getting it. But I don't trust NetEase. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. Whether it be tomorrow, whether it be 2 months from now, 2 years from now, right before the game's about to end. I knew
Please
it.
don't. I
knew it.
hope it doesn't.
I knew it. You know, there was a point where I was crashing out on Rivals the other day, and I was like, because Siege is doing this weird thing with its new launch of.
You still play that
No,
game?
no. I still keep up with that game.
Okay.
Because it's the longest reigning multiplayer game that I've seen. That
Fortnite?
Why is that like 10 years old? Fortnite's not 10 years old.
How's Fortnite?
Maybe like 9 years old or 8 years old.
I feel like Fortnite's old, bro.
You know, but look, listen. Siege, what Siege is doing with new
going.
players is they're making you pay to play ranked. If you've owned the game previously, you're good. You're locked into whatever. You're like a legacy character because they know like, hey, you play this game already. But to combat like cheaters or like griefer players. They're like, you're gonna have to pay to use ranked. Isn't that crazy?
I would just stop playing the game.
That's exactly what it's promoting. Like you, like me, even you played with us for a little bit.
2017 it came out.
Oh yeah, that's not what Fortnite.
Yeah.
Siege came out like 2015 because I remember I was barely in high school when that game came out. I think it might have been my first year in college that me and Christian and the
It's
boys.
2025, right?
Yeah, everybody was playing that game except you.
Yeah, you're right. It's an 8-year-old game. I would have thought for sure it's been out forever.
No, I
I
mean,
feel like that game is never going away.
I can see why, because Fortnite had Fortnite X for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I hate when the games do that. Like, it's not your 10-year anniversary. Why you? I forgot.
Oh, is that
'cause
why
it was
I think
the
it's
10th,
10 years?
the
It
10th
was 10th
season or
anniversary-
10th chapter or some shit like that. Yeah,
Oh.
it was like
That's probably
it's
why I
like
thought it
10th
was
battle
10
pass or
years.
some shit like
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha.
I don't remember why they did that anyway.
Okay.
But they're making people pay to play ranked.
That's crazy.
It's like if you want this feature, you have to pay for it, but like not forever. I think I don't know what
Just
the
don't
system is,
pay.
but it's supposed to combat like hackers or whatever. And if you're new and you really want to play Siege, they'll pay for it. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would pay to play Marvel Rivals ranked, so that way everybody had to put their own money into it, and we're gonna try. Like the
You
worst.
think cheaters won't pay?
No, they'll pay. But I'm saying, the people who are throwing games now, that's like
I agree.
pissing me off. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you would have put in your own money every month to this game, you wouldn't be acting like this.
Some would.
You would-
Some don't care. Some people, I've seen people who legit will boost, like you know, you did like a level cap
Yeah.
to like play or whatever. They first of all, next season it's getting bumped to like 25 or whatever, because what is it like 10 now, and then you could play ranked. Who will become Celestial on one account, make a Smurf account, and just stay at bronze
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
they
yeah.
can bum on everybody. And then they won't. Every time they'll rank up out of bronze, they'll lose until they're back in bronze, and then keep doing that just so that they can feel good that they're way better than everybody else who's just learning the game. Like, bro, get over yourself. Go play your Celestial games. Your Celestial
There has to be a
flavor.
way where like the game is like
Why are you doing so good
You're-
in these
you're-
lobbies? Yeah,
you're lying.
I agree. There should be some detection, but I don't
Because
know.
even on
how do you combat
in
that,
Siege
bro?
now, like I'll give it like a same comparison where people will use mouse and keyboard on console and they're really good at mouse and
Zimming,
keyboard.
yeah.
And so Siege now knows because it's crossplay now.
Yeah.
It's like we're putting you in a PC lobby. We know what you're doing. If you're not gonna shit on people with controller, you're gonna get shit on people with mouse and keyboard, or you're gonna get shit on.
Overwatch had
'cause
that problem for a long time.
How did they deal with it?
They just banned it. You can't use if you're on console. You can't connect the keyboard. But back then you could. Like you can work around it and make it think you're on a PC. And like it's called zimming. But they took it off. At least I think so. From when I was playing.
Yeah,
It's a really big issue with console games where people will connect the keyboard and then be like, oh, I'm way better than everybody. When in reality you just have so much more mobility than everyone
Yeah.
on the controller.
But
And I
even
have to
then-
play on PC lobbies all the time.
because of your voice.
Because everyone that I play with plays on PC. Besides you.
I'll be console only, baby.
That's what I'm saying. So then I would legit like there are times where I'm like I couldn't have won that. Like there are times where like someone will whip around and kill me and I'm like, yeah, no way.
No way.
Even at my max sense I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yo, there was one time I think this fucking invisible woman had to have been on a mouse and keyboard, and then so she pushed me basically off the map pretty much, but then I fade away webbed her. Like, I hit like a fade away, and I'm like, see, that was cool.
Spider-Man?
No, I was Penny Parker.
Oh.
So I webbed her as I
you
was dying.
died.
But I got you too, bitch. I
Hey,
got you
listen,
too.
I love that push. I remember I did that to Groot once. It was on that map. That's at the one point, and then it has that big ass opening, and then I just pushed him off the map. He was like, he went and got that health pack and tried to run back into the point. I was like, motherfucker. And I threw him off the point. Which, you know what just got me mad? That circle shit about Spider-Man again. Because you know how much I used to be a Magic Man, and I used to play her religiously. You need a pixel perfect to hit the dash.
That's what everybody's saying.
Do you understand
the dash is so
how
unforgiving.
bullshit that is? That I will have my cursor on the character,
Yeah.
hit it, and she'll bash past them.
Yes,
and I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, you need to make sure they're on your left-hand side.
It's the right hand side.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
If that is so bullshit that I can't get those fucking uppercuts and Spider-Man is out here hitting uppercuts like it's God's. Oh!
But we're doing 360 on those uppercuts.
That's bullshit, bro. Either buff Magic's dash or get rid of everyone's bullshit that does that, because that's ass.
There's no combating a Spider-Man like that, to be honest. It's been tough out here. It's been tough out here. I remember like a few weeks ago we were so happy playing Marvel Rivals.
I still have fun. I just rage a lot more.
I have fun too, but the worst is like when I play with Malik. And like I'm doing my challenges. I'm like, we're in a fucking comp, dude.
No,
Challenges.
He doesn't.
Bro, he's like, I only got to do 6 more damage at Squirrel Girl. I'm like,
not in comp,
bro. I'm like,
not in comp.
I gotta
go in quick play, bro. Not in comp,
bro.
son.
If you look at my stats, I haven't played one quick play. I haven't played one quick play at all.
I play because I'm trying to get the challenges done and get my skins.
No, I know.
I want that Flora Maiden skin for Magic. It's cute as hell.
I know that one is cool, but I don't think I'm.
You don't get it yet?
I've done challenges by accident.
Damn, I'm doing them.
All the tank challenges I've gotten done because
I've been cooking with Emma.
I need to do damage with her.
Dude. I'm good with Emma. And I'm bad with every tank in the game.
Bro.
Every tank in the game, I'm so bad with. But with Emma, bro, that choke slam is so good.
Kick, yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many else. I'm like, motherfucker, and I just grab him and slam him, make him not do it.
You can get killed in that animation though.
Yeah,
right?
you can absolutely.
Because whenever I be seeing my teammates get slammed, I'm doing all the damage to her.
The damage, because you're in diamond mode, so you have a damage reduction. But if your team focuses you, you can absolutely get bodied.
Because I'd be critical.
Because by the time you slam and kick, if the whole team is shooting at you, you'll die.
Yeah.
But that's why you only do it when there's
when
there's some shit happening.
I've gotten good at like she slams, kicks, and then right before the animation ends, I send a web. And then we're violating her while she's doing that anyway.
Yeah.
And then now you can't run. Now you're getting jumped. Now you're fully jumped.
Then you gotta time it because
in
diamond form she
I've
can't
been
get
timing
rubbed.
it. I know what I'm saying. I'm like,
right
literally
as it ends.
because I'm like all my homies is getting jumped. So I've got like 20 games where I've just been practicing that. I'm like, oh, I've got it. I've got that touch now.
Okay.
Web them up. My favorite thing is people are still falling for like leaving spawn and getting my penny bombs killed.
I don't know why. I will be like, yo guys, there's mines like right there. Like I heard her walk up, place them. Don't walk out that way. All right. Oh, whole team walks out that way, get all killed. I'm like, all right. And I'm the only one on the other side of the map, like the other entrance. And I'm like, why the fuck did we all walk out the way that she pulled?
There was once where an invisible woman, I set it up in the other door, and they ran out, and she pushes
them to it
without me even saying anything. She just did it.
That's actually really fucking genius.
Because they were like, oh, we heard the bomb. Then she's on the other side. They all run out, pushed into my bombs.
Genius play on her end.
I mean that. Sometimes when you get good teammates, it's like the best thing.
It is. It's fun.
Even if you only get like one good teammate, and you're like, all right, now
I had fun though.
Now there's 6 people on the other team that could possibly be idiots, and now
there are times that me and the other support are cooking with gas.
It's not enough,
and we still lose sometimes.
It's not enough.
Like we'll win round 1,
and you'll lose max points.
We'll win round 1. We have the best, like most healing, most kills, most assists. Round 2, we get cooked, and I'm like, guys, please. And then second round, we get cooked, and then we get blamed because they lost. And I'm like,
bro, the
how?
shit that be pissing me off is like
99% and they lock in.
They won't switch. They won't switch nothing. And then Malik, like I was telling him, like, yo, switch off so and so. He's like, oh no, but I got my alt. I'm like, get the fuck.
Nah, that's valid.
The alt.
Use the alt for the fight.
He wasn't gonna
switch.
do nothing. He wasn't gonna do nothing with the alt.
But use the alt in a fight, then switch.
If you're a good player, you're gonna get half your thing back and get it back anyway. Just switch it off.
Nah, use it.
Just switch it off. There's no point.
What alt was it?
It was a Groot's alt.
Our
teams weren't doing nothing with
Groot
it.
can't get a kill unless you have a team. I'm lying.
If you're a good enough
alt.
I was like, Millie, please just go to Squirrel Girl and defend our healers. We have 2 of them for some reason. So please, they're begging for help in the chat. I'm like, the thing that I hate the most is like when DPS players think DPS just means offense.
Yeah.
I'm like, just
keep one behind. Just keep one behind.
If there's 4 of you, one of you stay with these people, please.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. As a support player, I'm always like, can somebody stay with me?
Squirrel Girl. If you
there
play
be times
Squirrel
where I'm
Girls,
getting
you could play defense.
Camp. Like I'm spawning in and dying immediately when I'm walking out because someone is just fucking me the whole time. Whether that be Magic, Iron Fist, Spider-Man. I'm like, can someone just come back here and just walk out with me?
Yeah.
So I don't get fucking jumped. And they're like, nah, I'm too busy doing my own shit. It'll be a Black Panther.
Yeah, I'm too busy in their backline getting
doing
killed.
nothing. Yeah, doing Black Panther get me mad. Him and Spider-Man.
No,
they'll sit there, hit the spear, get a dive. I'm out. They get a little bit of damage, and they gone. If they can't get a kill, they gone.
So what me and Malik have been doing, he's been playing Squirrel Girl and just been playing defense. I'm like,
that's good.
Malik, just stay
Squirrel
back,
Girl,
stay behind.
Crazy damage.
That's defense, yeah.
Crazy damage. It's like, you just hold the button down.
The crazy part is that, like, I swear to God, in like 1 round, he popped 4 ults just by playing defense.
Yeah.
What did she scream when she said squirrel?
Squirrel Stampede.
Yeah.
Or, my friends are here. Or some shit.
No, I think. Yeah, my friends are here.
Yeah.
Like, friendly.
Yeah.
That's all I heard the whole game. My friends friends are here, and I'm like, bro, that's like your 7th ult.
It's because she does a lot of damage.
And he's like, I'm literally just protecting the healers. So I'm like, I'm just sitting here. He's like, this is the most boring game I've ever played. I'm like, hey, but we're winning. We're winning, son.
That's what matters.
Bro, there was one time we won a game, and then he was like, all right, I'm feeling good. And then we lost like 6 games. And I was like, I got to go pick up my mom. I'm going to go. He's like, you get back on? I'm like,
we should play, bro.
I'm not getting back on.
We should play.
Bro, what rank
It's
are
like,
you?
I'm still in bronze.
Oh, fuck.
I've been getting cooked this season,
I
bro.
can't play with you, bro.
What are you in? Plat?
I'm in gold.
We can play together.
No, but it's gonna bring you up, and it's gonna be, cause
Nigga, I can play in gold.
I know, but I'm saying, they're tryharding in gold.
That's fine. They're tryharding in every.
I know
rank.
they are. I know, but
Every rank currently.
But by playing with Malik, I'm actually losing him more rank because every time we lose, he's losing a lot more.
Okay.
So we got a lot.
How far can I drop if I'm already in bronze?
I'm not saying
3.
I'm not saying how far you can drop. I'm just saying
You
how
can
much you're gonna hate the game.
I already hate the game, bro. I don't give a shit. You act like I didn't play Overwatch for fucking years, bro.
That's
Which, by
true.
the way, they changed so much in Overwatch now. I went back into the game and I was like, nah, I don't even
different.
know what this game is.
They're trying to
They're trying to do a lot.
revolutionize.
They're trying to do a lot. Hey, but whatever brings your player base back, right? I'm not gonna hate on the company that's trying. As much as I don't like Overwatch anymore.
It's 8:57. You know what that means?
Last of Us.
Last of Us
almost
is
said
in
Overwatch.
3 minutes.
We haven't even spoken about.
We're
the other
not
episodes.
going to until we watch episode 3.
We didn't even finish speaking about spinners.
No, we did. Whatever we wanted to say, we said.
That's crazy.
We said whatever
we
we said.
spoke about nothing.
What
Not nothing of the plot. Just how good the plot was, how good the characters was, and
you
some
know,
spoilers.
Sometimes we'd be
That's what
spoiling
we
the
be
movie
doing.
too much. So you
That's
know what? We
literally-
spoiled
that's
it a little
literally what
bit,
we
and
did.
then we went on a
We
rant.
literally just spoke about plot, characters, spoiled it a little bit, and then moved on.
And then you went on a passionate tangent
I did.
about comic books for like 8 minutes.
I gotta stop, bro.
Bro, no, but what am I gonna do? Be like, hey, actually, let's go back to Sinners real quick.
We
I'm like,
could have. You could have reeled me in a little bit.
Nah. I'm excited to what the video is gonna look like. But this
like
was
bullshit.
idle talk at its purest form, at its peak, at what we're known for.
Talking about bullshit.
We start about one
30
thing,
minutes.
and ever since you came on, that's been relatively one time.
Zero structure because I'm dumb, and I fuck up everything.
You can't give him a structure. That's
I
not how
hate
he
it.
works.
I
That's
don't
not how he
like it.
operates. That's the best parts of this show comes when like we have an idea what we want to do, and then
And
you're
it
like,
goes,
you know
"Nah."
what? I hate fucking chia pets.
You know what? Fuck them chia pets. Those shits was stupid. Why the fuck why was they selling kids pets that were made of chia seed? What the fuck was that?
We could be talking about how we were talking about in the car. I'm like, Chicago's parking is owned by the company in Saudi Arabia.
I didn't
fun
know that.
fact. So they sold off the ability to collect parking and do parking because they were in debt during a time where it was like $1 billion of debt or more. So they sold that rights for, I think maybe it might have been like a 50-year, 100-year contract, whatever length of time that is. Basically, Saudi Arabia made that money back in 10 years, and now they're making way more profits than anybody ever expected, and that's just because the government was desperate. But we could be talking about that full blown. He could be pulling up an article and then be like, you know what I hate? Fucking chia cheese.
Saudi Arabia gas thing.
No, it's
Gas.
I think if you do Chicago parking, Saudi Arabia.
it's not gas. It's
parking.
parking.
Yeah. But again, Last of Us is about to start. Fabian's gonna Google that, and we'll see you on the next one. And it's once again, Chia Pets, Big K. Any last words, Fabian?
Wow, you're right.
I told you, bro.
They sold it as a way to patch of a massive butthole during the Great Recession.
I told you.
Damn, that's really crazy. I see. You learn something every day.
Learn something new every day, and it's fuck Chia Pets.
Bye, guys.